Greetings! So in today's video, I have a nice big bag of things to unbox with you guys. We'll take a look at it and I'll talk a bit about my plans for all of this stuff. So I have my bag here on my lap. You'll have to excuse me. This is a bunch of watercolor palettes and watercolor supplies that I got from Temu, and we'll look at them in this video, and then I'm gonna experiment with these, I'm gonna use these for a bit, and I'll come back with reviews and impressions of all of this once I've had a chance to use it for a bit. First thing out of the bag. This is a plastic palette. As you can see, I have all my tools for opening packages just here. I thought this one was super interesting for its design inside. So you get a lot of deep wells, 24 deep wells. You have this little fold-out palette here for mixes. You have more mixing area on the lid, and you have an area here that can be quite convenient too. I also like that I think this is meant possibly to be more of a lid for the paints. But yeah, I like that the paints are somewhat protected in that way, but not in a completely airtight compartment. Next item that I grabbed from this bag is another palette. This one has 36 wells. So again, a really nice and roomy palette. What I'll have to experiment with for this one is to see if I can fit pans in these wells. Also, it came with this little extra pan to folding mixing areas. You have a mixing area in the lid. This one has room for 36 colors, and it seems to be really nice plastic. Third item out of the bag. We have this bundle of Baohong pre-cut paper. It's 100% cotton. It's textured cold press. Size of the paper is 7.5 inches by 5.1, and I think this is 20 sheets. Fourth item. This one they called a humidor set. So you have this semi-transparent black or dark gray box. It opens in two compartments. So you have one compartment here and another one here, and it's a wet palette. So basically you have this sponge that you pre-wet, put in here, and then you have these papers that you put on top here, and then you can put the paint, like acrylic paint, on there. And it will dry a whole lot more slowly than if you used a regular palette. Plus, you can close the lid and keep the paint you haven't used for the next day. There's also this insert here. So this is metal, and I think you're meant to fold out the tabs here and have that at the bottom here for water, so you can rinse your brush on this texture. Next items. There you go. This is a mini palette with the clip, so you can clip it to your sketchbook. It's a very small travel palette for 8 colors. And when you're done, you basically close it like that. It works with magnets. And yeah, that's pretty straightforward. You probably have seen something similar to this before. Next item. In the same vein as the previous palette, here I have this one. which is a bit bigger and made of transparent acrylic. It is also meant to be clipped on your sketchbook, or at least clipped together, because I think the magnets are just a little bit too weak, or there's not enough of them to hold on this acrylic, which is, you know, a good weight. But yeah, with the clip, next items, I have quite a few sketchbooks. So I got this small one. It is really cute and small, and also it has cats on it. Also have this one. Oh, this one has a loose elastic, but it's also watercolor paper. And it has a really thick cardboard cover. So we're going up in size. This one is slightly bigger. This one is a really unique texture. It looks like canvas, but it's kind of rubbery. It has a cloth binding. The elastic in this one is part of the back cover. And it's also watercolor paper. And the fourth sketchbook. All right, with this one, this is Balhong paper, Academy Watercolor Sketchbook, 100% cotton, natural white, cold press, and 140 pounds. So I think it's probably meant to be used kind of in a reporter way. But you can do whatever you want, you know. So again, really nice watercolor paper. I'm really excited to try all 4 of these sketchbooks because they were all really affordable and they all seem to have some decent watercolor paper, if not good watercolor paper. So really interesting. I'm eager to try these out. Next, I have a brush. A travel brush in size 6. It says Squirrel Mix. There you go. Really nice tip, but I have yet to, you know, unglue it. So we'll see then. And it has a hole for making sure the brush can dry properly when you store it after using it. Next item. So as you can probably figure out, I was really curious about all of these palettes that work with the magnets, and they're really convenient. In a sense, with a palette like this, you could have the paints on one side and you can have your mixing area on the side. You don't have to, you know, connect them like this. Next item. I could not resist this really cute galaxy themed tin. Comes with pans, standard tray, I know some people are always interested to see. This one doesn't have the flat bottom. It has the standard bottom that can double up as a mixing area, and also the loop for the thumb. You can basically use this part as your mixing areas and have this some other place where you pick your color, you mix in there, and then you paint. I'm almost to the bottom of my bag of stuff. And next I have this little box. I was really interested in trying these because I thought they were super interesting. You get 3 items in this particular one. You get a little palette, not unlike a pillbox. It's a bit difficult, but basically you push this little thing and it will release the cover. It's the most adorable little palette with an acrylic insert that has room for 16 colors, a little mixing lid, and then you use this magnet clip. And then you can clip this to your sketchbook. And then, I'm gonna need both my hands for this, you also get this container. And you can have your water in there, so a really handy mini travel set. Another similarly sized box. This is fairly similar in concept. You recognize the clip, it's the same as the clip I've shown before. I really like these. I like this kind of retro design here. But this one, I was really interested in this one because it's different. It's really quite unique. It has this really tiny sponge here. The tiniest of sponge. And then you have this here. I'll have to look into this part of this tin, but then you get 10 tiny wheels in there for colors. And the whole thing stars back into this little box that, again, you can use the magnet to clip onto your sketchbook to paint. And then you also have this little jar for water with the same rubber gasket, so it's hopefully quite leak proof. Oh, and last item. I really like the look of this little box. I like these little indents. You open it up and you have this beautiful little box with 24 colors. It's a little removable tray. You have a nice mixing area in the lid. It's really small. Like, I have small hands, okay? Look at that. It's so small. Alright, so basically this is the content of my haul. As you can see, I wanted to really try out some of these small travel palettes because I really like them, and I also think that the small palettes are a really good match for the smaller sketchbooks. And this can be part of someone's everyday carry set. It's really easy to keep with you at all times. I also wanted to focus on supplies that I know I will use, things that are directly relevant to my interest in watercolor and my work as an illustrator. So I chose things that I knew I would keep, and it was a very conscious choice to not pick up things that looked like they would be single-use items, if that makes sense. So the next step for me is to test all of this out, and it's gonna take me just a bit of time, but then I'll come back and I'll talk about my experiences with this stuff. Also, if there's anything in there that you would like to try, I will have all the links in the description and some special coupons and discounts for you guys, with the idea of, you know, getting things that you will enjoy using, that you will like using, that you will keep, and also that you will pay a good price for. That's what I like. All of this stuff was really affordable and the quality looks really nice, it looks good. And in this current economy, it can be really interesting to be able to get these supplies at a fair price. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything in there you would like to see a review of first, and I can focus on that. The only thing that I got in there that is not particularly watercolor related is this one, but I also do a bit of acrylic. I knew that this was gonna be quite useful to have around. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you to Temu for sending me these supplies to showcase and to talk about and to try out and to talk about some more. And hopefully you saw something in there that you think is particularly interesting. I don't personally have a favorite at the moment, but I'm quite happy with the way certain things match together. I feel like these two sketchbook and this palette makes for quite a nice assortment of things. And I feel like there's going to be some overlap that could be quite interesting, like to use these little water containers for other small palettes. Who knows? But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Temu, for sending me this stuff. I will see you guys in a video quite soon. Don't forget to check the links in the description if you're curious about any of this stuff and if you would like some special discounts for your purchase of any of these. And yeah, see ya in the next one. Bye bye.